Dr. Alan Becker rubbed his tired eyes and took another sip of cold coffee. The night shift at NASA's Deep Space Monitoring Station was usually quiet. Tonight was his third consecutive 12-hour shift, and he was eager to get home. He glanced at the screen once more before leaving. Something caught his attention. A dark spot where there shouldn't be, just beyond Neptune's orbit. He adjusted the telescope's settings and zoomed in. The point was still there. "Hey, can you come see this?" He called his colleague. Diane Clark approached, her face showing slight annoyance at being interrupted. "What am I looking at, Alan?" "I'm not sure. It is not appearing as any known object. Too big for an asteroid, wrong orbit for a comet." Diane approached the screen. His expression changed from irritated to worried. "Do a thorough analysis," she ordered. The results didn't make sense. The object absorbed all light and energy sweeps. It was as if a chunk of space had been cut out and replaced with nothing. "When calling," Diane said, taking out the secure phone. Within an hour, the station was packed with government and military officials. By morning, all of Earth's major observatories were focused on the mysterious object. It was huge, at least a kilometer long in the shape of a perfect oval. Its surface was the deepest black anyone had ever seen. It didn't reflect light. It seemed to swallow him, and it was definitely not natural. "It's a ship," said Sam Harris at the UN emergency meeting. As head of the newly formed First Contact Response Team, the former Navy commander spoke with calm and authority. "And it stopped moving. It's just on the edge of our solar system." World leaders looked at the images with a mixture of fear and awe. "Did they make contact?" The Secretary General asked. "No, ma'am. We send signals on all frequencies. No response so far." For 3 days, the black ship remained motionless. All attempts at communication failed. The world held its breath. Some people panicked. Others celebrated. Religious leaders asked for prayer. Scientists worked 24 hours a day, and military forces went on high alert. Dr. Becker barely slept. He remained at his post, watching the ship and helping to send out new signals. On the morning of the 4th day, when he was about to take a short break, all the screens in the command center flickered. A soft hum filled the room. "We've been watching. We came in peace." The words appeared on every screen and were broadcast simultaneously on every radio channel. The voice was calm and clear, without an accent. Perfect English. "This is Commander Sam Harris from Earth. We welcome peaceful contact. Who are you? And what is your purpose here?" There was a pause before the answer arrived. "We are travelers from far beyond its stars. We observed your world during many of its centuries. The time has come for us to meet." "Why now?" Harris asked. "Why reveal yourself after all this time?" Another pause. "Because you are needed. The stars darken with a threat you cannot yet see. We bring warning and opportunity." The room fell silent. Dr. Becker felt a shiver run down his spine. "We request a meeting. We will send a small ship to your moon on 3 of your days. You can bring 5 representatives. No weapons." The broadcast ended as suddenly as it had begun. The next 3 days were a blur of preparation and debate. Who would go? What would they say? Could they trust these visitors? In the end, the team was chosen. Commander Harris, Dr. Becker, 2 diplomats, and a linguist. As the ship approached the lunar landing site, Becker looked out the window at the small black craft already waiting on the gray surface. It was happening. The humanity was about to meet its first aliens. And nothing would ever be the same again. The lunar surface was silent except for the soft hum of the air systems in their suits. Dr. Becker's heart was pounding as he stood next to Commander Harris. The small black ship was 50 meters away. It appeared as strange and light-absorbing as the mothership. "Stay calm," Harris reminded the team. "Remember your training." A seam appeared on the side of the alien ship. It expanded without making a sound. 3 tall figures stepped onto the dusty surface of the moon. Becker felt his mouth dry. The aliens were at least 2 meters tall and had gray skin that seemed to glow slightly. Each had 4 long arms and moved with a strange grace despite the low gravity. Their faces were almost human, with 2 large eyes that changed color like oil and water. The beings slowly walked towards the human group. They didn't wear space suits, just simple dark cloaks that flowed around their bodies. Harris stepped forward. "Welcome to Luna, Earth's moon. We come in peace and friendship." The middle alien raised his upper right hand. When he spoke, the words came through the speakers in the human's helmet. "We are Carton. I am called an observer in your language. Thank you for getting to know us." The voice was calm and clear, without any emotion that Becker could detect. We have observed your species through many cycles. The observer continued. You are unique in the galaxy. Diane Clark, one of the diplomats, asked, unique in what sense? Most intelligent species evolve through cooperation and harmony. Humans evolve through competition and innovation. That makes you different. Of value. Becker found his voice. Are there many other intelligent species out there? The galactic concord includes 28 space civilizations. There are many others who have not yet reached the stars. The humans exchanged glances. 28 civilizations. The implications were enormous. Why did you reveal yourself now? Harris asked. Why not sooner or later? The observer's eyes changed to a deep blue color. A darkness approaches. The empty collective expands across the galaxy, consuming everything in its path. Concord needs allies who understand the conflict. Do you want us to fight for you? Harris said. It wasn't a question. We offer an exchange. Your military experience to our technology. A fair trade. The second alien stepped forward, carrying a small box. He opened it to reveal what appeared to be a glass cube filled with swirling lights. Contains basic knowledge about space travel, energy production, and medicine beyond your current understanding. A sign of our sincerity. Harris looked at the cube, but made no move to pick it up. This is a decision that our entire planet must make, not just our team. We understand, said the observer. But time is limited. The void approaches faster than you imagine. What are they? Becker asked. In this empty collective, the observer's eyes turned dark purple. They were once like us. Now they are something else. They believe that all life should be converted to their form. Those who refuse are eliminated. The third alien, who had remained silent, finally spoke. We would like to invite 2 of you to visit Concord's central world, to see what awaits humanity among the stars. Harris looked surprised. When? Now, said the observer. Our ship can bring you back in Earth Week. Your world needs to understand what lies beyond your solar system before making your choice. Harris turned to Becker. Looks like we volunteered for a field trip, Doctor. Becker looked at the aliens and then at the stars above. In all his years studying space, he never imagined he would travel beyond of the solar system. I will go, he said. Observer nodded. The Carthens are few now. Once we were many. The void has reduced our numbers. But humans have potential that we haven't seen in millennia. The alien extended one of its forehands towards the black shuttle. Come. The galaxy waits and will never be the same when humanity joins it. As Becker and Harris followed the aliens toward their ship, Becker wondered what Earth would be like when they returned. If they came back, in any way, everything would change forever. The lunar surface was silent except for the soft hum of the air systems in their suits. Dr. Becker's heart was pounding as he stood up. Alongside Commander Harris. The small black ship was 50 meters away, its surface as strange and light-absorbing as the mothership. Stay calm, Harris reminded the team. Remember your training. A seam appeared on the side of the alien ship. It expanded without making a sound. 3 tall figures stepped onto the dusty surface of the moon. Becker felt his mouth dry. The aliens were at least 2 meters tall and had gray skin that seemed to glow slightly. Each had 4 long arms and moved with a strange grace despite the low gravity. Their faces were almost human, with 2 large eyes that changed color like oil and water. The beings slowly walked towards the human group. They didn't wear space suits, just simple dark cloaks that flowed around their bodies. Harris stepped forward. Welcome to Luna, Earth's moon. We come in peace and friendship. The middle alien raised his upper right hand. When he spoke, the words came through the speakers in the human's helmet. We are the Carthens. I am called the Watcher in your language. Thank you for getting to know us. The voice was calm and clear, without any emotion that Becker could detect. We have observed your species through many cycles. The observer continued. You are unique in the galaxy. Diane Clark, one of the diplomats, asked. Unique in what sense? Most intelligent species evolve through cooperation and harmony. Humans evolve through competition and innovation. This makes you different, valuable. Becker found his voice. Are there many other intelligent species out there? The galactic concord includes 28 space civilizations. There are many others who have not yet reached the stars. The humans exchanged glances. 28 civilizations. The implications were enormous. Why did you reveal yourself now? Harris asked. Why not sooner or later? The observer's eyes changed to a deep blue color. Darkness approaches. The empty collective expands across the galaxy, consuming everything in its path. Concord needs allies who understand the conflict. You want us to fight for you, Harris said. It wasn't a question. We offer an exchange. Your military experience to our technology. A fair trade. The second alien stepped forward, carrying the small box. He opened it to reveal what appeared to be a glass cube filled with swirling lights. Contains basic knowledge about space travel, energy production, and medicine beyond your current understanding. A sign of our sincerity. Harris looked at the cube, but made no move to pick it up. This is a decision that our entire planet must make, not just our team. We understand, said the observer. But time is limited. The void approaches faster than you imagine. What are they? Becker asked. In this empty collective, the observer's eyes turned dark purple. They were once like us. Now they are something else. They believe that all life should be converted to their form. Those who refuse are eliminated. The third alien, who had remained silent, finally spoke. We would like to invite 2 of you to visit Concord's Central World to see what awaits for humanity among the stars. Harris looked surprised. When? Now, said the observer. Our ship can bring you back in Earth Week. Your world needs to understand what lies beyond your solar system before making your choice. Harris turned to Becker. Looks like we volunteered for a fuel trip, Doctor. Becker looked at the aliens and then at the stars above. In all his years studying space, he never imagined he would travel beyond the solar system. I will go, he said. Observer nodded. The Carthens are few now. When we were many, the void reduced our number. But humans have potential that we haven't seen in millennia. The alien extended one of its forehands towards the black shuttle. Come, the galaxy awaits, and it will never be the same when humanity joins it. As Becker and Harris follow the aliens toward their ship, Becker wonders what Earth would be like when they return. If they came back, in any way, everything would change forever. Back on Earth, chaos and excitement filled the air. News of alien contact was leaked to increase government efforts to control information. Some people celebrated in the streets. Others hid in bunkers. Religious groups claimed that the aliens were angels or demons. Scientists begged for more data. In the White House Situation Room, the remaining members of the first contact team relayed Harris and Becker's message for the 3rd time. Amica, a real. Harris's voice said through the static, we saw evidence of entire worlds destroyed. Concord offers technology and protection in exchange for our help. Diane Clark looked at the military and civilian leaders around the table. Commander Harris and Dr. Becker believe we should accept their offer. But they also warned that the aliens seem particularly interested in finding a human to operate some kind of weapon. A weapon that could save the galaxy or turn against us, said General Frank Ward. This could be the greatest trick in history. President Patricia Bell has listened in silence until now. A questo e simples. Confiamos nelles? No one spoke for a long moment. Then a new voice broke the silence. I would like to volunteer. All heads turned to the young girl who had just entered the room. Lieutenant Kate Miller, Navy pilot and newest member of the first contact team. Lieutenant, this is not the time, began General Ward. With respect, sir, Kate said it. I reviewed all of the Black Ship's data. Your energy signature matches my brainwave patterns with 98.7% synchronization. This cannot be a coincidence. Diane Clark looked scared. How do you know this? Because I've been dreaming about it since you arrived, Kate said. I can see inside it. I know how it works. The room fell silent again. President Bell carefully studied Kate's face. Are you suggesting that the ship chose you specifically? May, and I think we need to find out why. 2 days later, a new diplomatic team prepared to receive the Carthens. This time, Ambassador Laura Myers would lead, with Lieutenant Miller, General Ward, and 2 scientists in support. Their orders were clear. Negotiate terms for joining Concord, but not commit to anything until they understood exactly what the aliens wanted from Kate. The meeting took place at the lunar colony. Observer and 2 other Carthen arrived in their small black ship. We welcome Earth's continued interest, said the observer. Have you already made a decision? Ambassador Myers stepped forward. Earth is prepared to join your alliance against the void, but we have conditions. The Watcher's eyes changed to a deep green. Isoe Acedevel, what are your terms? First, we want technological exchange logical start immediately, especially in defensive systems. Agreed. Secondly, We want complete information about all member species and Concord laws before finalizing membership. Also agreed. Third, Myers said, pointing to Kate, we want to know exactly why you're interested in Lieutenant Miller. The observer turned all four eyes on Kate. You felt the connection. Kate nodded. The ship talks to me. In dreams, not in dreams. Real communication. The Watcher approached Kate. The vessel you call the Black Ship is alive. It is the last of its kind. Since we Carthan are almost the last, he chose you. Why me? Kate asked. Your neural patterns correspond to your control systems. This is not by chance. Long ago, when we first detected the void, we looked for species that could help us fight. We found primitive humans. General Ward's eyes narrowed. Are you saying you did something to us? For our evolution. Not directly. The observer said, we studied its potential. We protect your world from cosmic threats. We wait. For what? Myers asked. For humans to develop the technology to fight and the compassion to know when not to. The Watcher looked directly at Kate. The ship needs a pilot with human creativity and adaptability. It offers a bond that will change you both forever. Kat took a deep breath. And if I agree. So we have a chance against the void. The observer said that if you refuse, we will respect your choice. But the void will eventually reach Earth, with or without our help. Kate looked at her team. Then back to the observer. I want to see this ship. To speak directly to him. The observer's eyes turned a brilliant silver color. It's already waiting for you. The trip to the edge of the solar system took 3 days in the fastest spacecraft on Earth. Kate spent most of her time looking out the window, wondering what awaited her. The dreams became stronger. Images of stars, strange worlds, and a presence that seemed ancient, yet somehow familiar. Are you sure about this? Ambassador Myers asked as they approached the Black Ship. No, Kate admitted, but I need to know why it chose me. The huge black vessel grew in the viewing windows. Up close, its surface seemed to move like oil on water, but it was solid when the small craft docked on it. The Watcher led Kate, Myers, and General Ward through an opening that appeared in the side of the ship. Inside, the hallways were dark, separated only by faint blue lines on the floor. The ship has been waiting a long time, the observer said. He's anxious. They arrived at a large circular chamber in the center of the ship. In the middle was a chair-like structure surrounded by floating screens of light. The neural interface, explained the observer. Through this you can communicate directly with the ship. Kate approached slowly. Will it hurt? No, but it will change you. The connection is permanent. General Ward stepped forward. Wait, permanent? This was not part of the agreement. It is necessary, said the observer. The weapon requires constant neural connection to function. What weapon? Myers demanded. You avoided explaining that part. The observer's eyes changed to a deep red. The ship itself is the weapon. It can disrupt the quantum field that connects the empty collective consciousness, but the necessary calculations are beyond Egenar technology. We need human intuition to guide you. Kate touched the chair. It felt warm, almost alive. What happened to the last pilot? She asked softly. The Watcher was silent for a moment. There were none. The ship was built for humans. Specifically for you. That's impossible, Ward said. You couldn't have known about Lieutenant Miller before coming to Earth. Not her specifically, and corrected the observer. But we knew that a human being with the correct neural pattern would eventually be born. We have waited and watched for generations. Kate looked at the alien with a new understanding. How old are you, observer? I have lived for 900 of your years. I am young among my kind. The room fell silent. Kate turned to Myers and Ward. I need to do this, she said. If we don't, we could lose our only chance against the void. Ward frowned. This is above your pay grade, Lieutenant. With all due respect, sir, I don't think it's a military rank anymore. She looked back at the chair. The ship chose me. I need to find out why. Myers sighed. We can't force you anyway, Kate. But are you sure? Kate nodded and sat down in the chair before she could change her mind. Immediately, the floating screens approached. The chair reshaped itself around his body. What do I do? She asked the observer. Open your mind to it. The rest will happen naturally. Kate closed her eyes. At first, nothing happened. Then she felt it. A presence touching your thoughts. Ancestral. Powerful. Type. Images flooded his mind. Stars being born and dying. Civilizations rise and fall. The Carthan, once 1 million people, are now reduced to a few thousand hidden throughout the galaxy. And the void. a darkness that spreads, consuming everything in its path. I see that, she whispered. I see everything. The ship's voice spoke in his mind. Not with words, but with pure meaning. Asterisk, we are united now. Together, we can save them all. Asterisk. Kate's eyes opened. They glowed with the same changing colors as the ship's surface. Kate, Myers asked, concerned. I'm still here, she said, but her voice changed, carrying harmonic tones beneath her words. But I'm also more so now. She stood up, although the connection to the chair remained through rays of light. The ship's name is Defiance, she said, and you know where the void will strike next. The observer lowered his head. So there is hope. Kate turned to Myers and dressed him. His eyes still shining. Tell Earth to prepare. The real war is about to begin. 3 weeks later, the Earth had changed. News of the void's threats spread quickly. Nations put aside old struggles to prepare for a new enemy. Scientists worked with Carthan advisors to understand alien technology. Military forces trained for space combat. At the center of it all was Kate, now permanently linked to Defiance. His body remained human, but his mind was expanded. She could see and feel things across great distances. Through the ship, she monitored movements of the void in distant star systems. They are attacking the Pelinus system, Kate announced during an emergency meeting at the New Earth Defense Headquarters. Her eyes glowed with changing colors as she spoke. 3 densely populated planets. Concord's forces will not hold out for long. Commander Harris recently returned from Harmonium and studied the holographic display showing the battle. Can we reach them in time? Yes, Kate said. Defiance can create a folding corridor large enough for our fleet. In the weeks since Kate joined the ship, Earth has converted 15 of its largest ships for space combat. Chief Engineer Paul Wright adapted the Carthan Shield's technology and weapons to work with human systems. The fleet is not fully tested, General Ward warned. We are still learning how to use these weapons. Kate stood up. The void awaits patterns. Analyze enemy tactics and adapt. But he's never faced humans before. We are unpredictable in ways he cannot understand. President Bell nodded slowly. This is what Carthan wanted all the time. Our unpredictability. Yes, Kate admitted it. Most Concord species think logically and methodically. The void can calculate its movements in advance. Humans act on instinct, on instincts. We take creative leaps. We're also stubborn, Harris added with a grim smile. When can the fleet be ready? The president asked. 6 hours, Harris replied. So launch as soon as possible. Save these planets if you can. The next day, Earth's first battle fleet entered space, led by the Defiance. Kate felt the excitement of the ship mixed with her own fear. Together they would face an enemy that had destroyed countless worlds. The fleet emerged near Polanus Prime, just as the empty ships began their final assault. Millions of black cubes swarmed around the planet's defense stations. All ships, this is Commander Harris. Follow your assigned goals. Remember your training. Kate felt the Defiance's weapons systems come to life. The ship knew exactly where to hit the empty ships. Through their bond, she guided her attacks with human intuition rather than pure logic. They are confused, she reported. Your predictive systems cannot understand our attack pattern. The Earth ship attacked from multiple angles, using maneuvers that no Concord species had attempted before. The fighter pilots rolled and turned in ways that seemed crazy but somehow worked. The forces of the void, accustomed to fighting methodical enemies, struggled to respond. For the first time in generations, the void fleet began to retreat. Don't let them regroup, Kate warned. If they escape, they will adapt to our tactics. Chief Engineer Wright's voice came above the calm. I'm getting energy readings from the largest empty ship. It is reaching critical levels. Kate felt Defiance's concern. Through their link, she understood what was happening. They will self-destruct, she warned. The explosion will destroy everything in this system. Can we stop this? Harris asked. Kate closed her eyes, diving deeper into her connection to Defiance. The ship showed her something. A way to create a containment field around the empty flying ship. Yes, but I need to get closer. Despite protests from Harris and the others, Kate piloted the Defiance straight into the massive, empty ship. As they got closer, she felt the enemy's consciousness trying to invade her mind. Asterisk, join us. Become perfect. Escape the asterisk of death. Kate pushed back. Humanity doesn't want your kind of perfection. The Defiance created a collapsible space. bubble around the empty ship as it exploded. The explosion disappeared into the pocket dimension, leaving only debris. When the light disappeared, the remaining empty ships scattered. The planet below was safe. For now, Kate has opened a channel to all Earth and Concord ships. We won this battle, but the Void knows about us now and will be ready next time. In the depths of space, the scattered empty ships sent data back to his central mind. A new variable entered your calculations. Humans. Unpredictable. Dangerous. The Void would need to evolve. 2 months after the Battle of Pelinus, Earth became the center of a new type of war effort. The lunar colony was now home to the first multi-species military academy in human history. Aliens from across Concord have learned human combat tactics and unpredictable thinking. In orbit around Mars, huge shipyards built vessels that combined human design with alien technology. Each week, more ships joined the growing fleet. Ambassador Myers was in the Great Hall of the Concord Council in Harmonium. After months of negotiation, today was the formal ceremony to accept Terra as a full member. The human worlds proved their worth. Helder Voss announced to the gathered representatives. His creative approach to warfare gave us the first real victories against the Void in generations. Not all the aliens seemed happy about this. Some species still feared humans and are a violent story. Others resented how quickly Earth rose to prominence in Concordia. We welcome you to Earth as equals. Voss continued. Together, we will face the darkness that threatens us all. Myers stepped forward to accept the formal letter of membership. As he did so, an alarm sounded throughout the chamber. Emergency alert, a voice announced. Void forces detected in the Arcturus sector, multiple worlds under attack. The screens around the council chamber showed dozens of empty ships emerging from warped space. But these ships looked different. Their perfect cube shapes were now replaced by irregular shapes that shifted and changed as they moved. They adapted. Myers whispered. Back to the challenge. Kate felt the change in the Void's tactics. Through her connection to the ship, she sensed the enemy's new approach. The Void had studied human unpredictability and now imitated it. Of their learning, she told Commander Harris and the other captains of the fleet, "Your ships are changing formation randomly. They are using our own tactics against us." Harris frowned at the battle displays. "So we need something they haven't seen yet." Chief Engineer Wright spoke from his post. "I might have something. I have been working on combining Carthan energy fields with human EMP technology. This could disrupt your communication network." "It's worth a try," Harris agreed. "But we need to get close to their command ship." Kate nodded. "The challenge can take us there. But there is something else. Something the ship has shown me." She brought a new star map. The Void is not just a swarm of ships. It has a central mind. A central consciousness that directs everything. The ship believes it is located here, in orbit around this neutron star. Harris studied the location. This is deep in the empty territory. Heavily defended. Yes, but if we could reach him, we could end this war with one attack. Kate's eyes lit up even brighter. The challenge was constructed to deliver a weapon directly to Void consciousness. What kind of weapon? Wright asked. A quantum field disruptor. This would sever the connection between the empty mind and all of its ships. Without guidance, they would become harmless. Harris seemed skeptical. "It seems too good to be true." "It's risky," Kate admitted. "The ship and I would need to enter the neural field of the empty mind. We would be exposed to their influence." "You could turn on us," Harris said. "It's possible. But the challenge thinks we can hold out long enough to use the weapon." The Watcher, who had been silent until now, stepped forward. "That's why we created the ship. What we waited centuries to find. A human pilot with the will to directly confront the empty mind." Before Harris could respond, new alerts sounded. Reports have arrived from the Arcturus sector. The Void's new tactics were overwhelming defenses of Concord. 3 planets have already been lost. "We need to help these worlds now," Harris said. "But after that, we need a permanent solution." Kate nodded. "I will prepare the challenge for both missions." As the fleet prepared to jump to Arcturus, Ambassador Myers contacted them from Harmonium. "Terra is now a full member of the agreement," she reported. "All your resources are available to us. And I was appointed to the War Council." Harris smiled grimly. "Good timing. We're going to need everything we can get for what comes next." Kate felt the challenge's systems activating through their connection, and she felt determination and fear. The final battle was approaching. One way or another, the galaxy would never be the same. The combined fleet of Earth and Concorde ships exited warp space at the edge of the Arcturus system. Hundreds of ships, from small fighters to huge aircraft carriers, prepared for what could be the final battle of the war. In the 6 weeks since the Void changed tactics, the fight has grown more desperate. 7 more worlds fell. But humans shared their knowledge through agreement, teaching other species to think outside their usual patterns. Kate stood on the challenge bridge, looking at the battle displays. The Void has gathered its greatest strength ever. Thousands of ships surrounding a huge central ship the size of a small moon. That's their command ship, she said. I can feel the consciousness of the Void radiating from him. Commander Harris nodded grimly. So that's our target. The plan was simple but dangerous. The main fleet would engage the Void forces, creating a distraction. Meanwhile, Kate and the Challenge would escape the chaos and deliver their weapons directly to the Void's command ship. All ships, this is Commander Harris. Remember your training. Be unpredictable. Change tactics frequently. Don't fall into patterns. Kate felt a mixture of fear and determination flowing between her and the Challenge. They had been preparing for this moment since their first connection. It's time, she said calmly. The battle began with a fury unlike anything the galaxy had seen in millennia. Human pilots flew alongside alien allies, their combined styles creating attack patterns that the Void could not predict. The chief engineer writes that new EMP weapons have proven effective, temporarily disabling groups of Void ships. The Concorde ships took advantage, destroying hundreds of enemy vessels. But Void adapted quickly. Their ships began to split and reform into new shapes, making them harder to hit. Energy beams cut through shields. Explosions lit up space as ships on both sides were destroyed. Through the chaos, the Challenge moved silently. Kate activated her stealth systems, distributing light and energy around the ship to make it nearly invisible. We are approaching the command ship, she informed Harris, beginning the final dash. As they got closer, Kate felt the mind of the Void getting closer. He felt it through his connection to the Challenge. Human asterisk, why do you resist us? We offer perfection and mortality. Free yourself from the pain and fear of the asterisk. The voice was in his head, soft and reasonable. Kate felt her resolve wavering. Would it be so bad to join the Void? To become something greater? The Challenge pulsed through her mind, reminding her of what was at stake. Kate resisted the influence of the Void. Humanity doesn't want your kind of perfection, she said. We choose our flaws. Our mortality gives meaning to our lives. Asterisk, you will die. All organics die. Join us and live forever. Asterisk. Not interested, Kate replied. We prefer quality over quantity. The Challenge breached the command ship's outer defenses. Kate guided him towards the central core where the Void consciousness resided. Black tendrils of energy approached them, trying to block their approach. Gun ready, Kate reported. Preparing. For deployment. Asterisk, well done. Asterisk, the tone of the Void's mind changed to fear. Asterisk, damn, it can kill in PROMIZ. We can ISHARE to GLEXY. Asterisk. Kate felt despair in her thoughts. The Void had never faced defeat before. I didn't know how to deal with it. Too late for that, she said. You have destroyed many worlds. With a thought, Kate activated the quantum disruptor. The Challenge was ruptured when waves of energy leaked from its core into the Void command ship. The connection between Kate and the ship grew stronger than ever as they channeled the weapon's power together. The great Void ship began to crack, lines of light spreading across its surface. During the battle, the enemy ships suddenly stopped, wandering aimlessly as their connection to the core mind was severed. It's working, Kate whispered. The Void made one last attempt, sending a wave of consciousness directly into Kate's mind. For a moment, she saw her entire story. A species that tried to escape death through technology, only to lose its humanity in the process. Asterisk, you will eventually become like us. All species use asterisk. No, Kate replied. We learn from the past. We grow up. This is what makes us human. The command ship exploded in a silent flash of light. The Challenge narrowly escaped. Their systems were strained to the breaking point. Across the galaxy, Void ships went dark. Without his guiding mind, they became harmless pieces of technology. Afterwards, Kate stayed with Ambassador Myers, Commander Harris, and the Observer in the Concorde Council chamber. Representatives of all 29 member species, now including Earth, celebrated their victory. Today marks a new beginning, Elder Voss announced. Thanks to human courage and all our combined strength, the galaxy is safe once again.